Hello, everyone, and welcome to your commentary for lesson number 38. Lesson number 38 to me is an absolutely phenomenal lesson because it is helping to remind us of the truth of who we are. It's helping us to step back into it. It says, Your holiness has no restrictions, its power is unlimited. No limits of any kind can be put on it because it is establishing you as the truth of who you are. Now, you can call that the light of the world. You can call that the Christ consciousness. You can call that the divine child of God. You can say the divine son of God. You can say the divine daughter of God. Whatever it is, you can say the divine child of love. Whatever terminology you ascribe to your higher power, you can use to say, yes, this is the truth of who I am. And now that I am beginning to remember that, my holiness, my light, my truth can expand out into the world. And so I like to explain it like this because a lot of people would like to believe, well, I'm not holy, I'm not this. And what I want to say about that is you are holy because of who created you. That's why you're holy. Your holiness, your worthiness have nothing to do with the way that you see yourself or the way that the world may view you. Has nothing to do with that. Your holiness, your wholeness has already been established by your Creator, who says you are perfectly worthy of all things. I have given you my power because I know you are worthy of it. And I like to explain, holiness kind of like this. So let's say that you go into a room and you turn on a lamp. And then you don't turn off that lamp when you leave. You just close the door. And now you're kind of walking around in the dark. Well, that's all that's happened is we're walking around in the dark trying to remember where is that room with the light. And once we find that room, we open it up and the light just pours back in. The light has never been diminished. It can never be put out. It can never be not as powerful as it was. Your holiness is as powerful as the day you were created. Not even the day, the moment you were created. That's how powerful you are and will remain forever. Only if you claim the truth of who you are. And that's it. And that's all this lesson is helping us to do. It's helping us to remember I am holy because of who created me. And in my holiness, I can help everybody because my holiness has no limits. And that's, this is also a beautiful way that the Course really shows us that it's a non-dualistic teaching. It doesn't say, well, you can help some people sometimes. It says, no, this is going to work all the time if you are claiming the truth of who you are. That's it. And I love how, it sets it up and says, let's say you're in a situation. So it'd be in this situation involving, money, in which I see myself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And there's nothing my holiness cannot do. God didn't create me lacking. God didn't create money problems. That's all in those dark places of my mind. I'm ready for my holiness to come in and to clear those shadows out. And then it goes into the next part, which is maybe it's about a friend or a family member. And you can say, this situation involving my mom in which healthcare she seems to find herself in, or a lack of health care. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Well, God did not create lack of any kind. And so there's nothing my holiness cannot do. I'm willing to shine my light of holiness on this, or the power of God on this. Because that's the other part that it says up in the beginning, that once you claim that, the power of God is made manifest. The power of God is done through you. Now it is, once again, through you, not by you, but through you. And that is really the key. So that's why I love, love, love this lesson. And, of course, you do not have to take this advice at all. I would actually recommend doing this lesson for 3 days because it's going to help to really instill it in your mind that you are the holy child of God. Now, you don't have to. Once again, the Course in Miracles is self-study. You can take, each lesson one day at a time. You can stay on any lesson, for, I usually just say 3 days, because if you don't get it after 3 days, then that's okay. We need to move on. But you can stay on any lesson really as much as you want or as long as you want, because it is self study. The Holy Spirit will move you to when you are ready for that next lesson. So thank you so much for joining me for this commentary, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. What you can expect is we're going to be talking more about holiness and your holiness. I love you. You're beautiful because you are holy.